right. So I'm in for the fire signs here. I'll get them all done this week, all at once. Fire, Aries, Leo, and Sag in that order. Yeah, here we go. So it's spiritual reading. Yeah, spirituality, whatnot, what you may be going through in that way. So here we go. Aries, first sign. Number 1 from my Gaia deck, masculine and feminine, popular card here. And what do you know? There's a fire theme there. Okay. Aries, yeah. I feel like this is 2 parts to a whole. I feel like couples, we may be dealing with issues within couples. You may be dealing with the Gemini. Next card. 15, abundance. We are worried about abundance. This seems to be our central focus here within the coupledom, okay? So I feel for the Aries, they are utmost thinking about partnership. Secondly, thinking about the abundance within the partnership. This is what they're doing, okay? Next card, 6 of Earth. Give me a minute here. Yeah, I feel like this is somewhat being bound, right? If you look at the graphic there, he's got a lock on his neck. He's also got the key on his neck. Lock and key. But he's chained, right, to this big log. The burdens that are upon these Aries at this time seem unshakable, is what they said. Got some unshakable burdens here. We may be, what do you call that? Like the hamster wheel of life, right? We're spinning on that wheel. We're not getting anywhere. The sense here is we want our abundance, but we're chained to a rhythm here that we can't seem to break. We kind of not getting forward is the sense. We may not be getting as much abundance as we want for the amount of effort we're putting in. This is what I'm feeling is the Aries perspective. We're putting in a lot of work here, but we're not getting what we want out of it, okay? So there's a burdensome feeling with that energy here sitting. So on top of the masculine and feminine, again, I feel like the Aries is feeling this within a partnership. On top of that, we have judgment. Been referring to the book lately because these chakra cards are a little different. Now, again, this spiritual something is coming at us spiritually here, intuitively, if you will, having to do with being in this couple. Some advice coming down instinctively. Don't know that we're heeding it or listening or paying attention, right? I feel like there's some work that needs to be done in the relationship, but the Aries is focused on the abundance, the money, the wealth, the things, right? And taking action in that way to gain that. They're not looking at the partner so much, even though we're taking the partner into account, we're not taking our instinct about the partner into account. Okay, just let me look up the 20 here. See if there's anything that sticks out here. Yeah, the Fool summons gratitude. You are more than magnetizing your dreams. You are creating light for yourself and others. The student has become the master. Wisdom, improvement, appreciation, realization, harmony, acceptance, and unity. Interesting that is on the masculine and feminine card. Unity. That's a lot of energy there. Just give me a minute. Yeah, there's something about the union that we're in. We need to pay more attention to the union than we're worried about superficial things, money and things like that. Like, again, within the boundary, I think the Aries always has it cased. We always have enough to pay rent, we have an overabundance usually. That is the rate with Aries. Any of the fire signs really. But the sense here is we've got enough. We need to pay attention to our partner. This is what I'm getting. Now, on top of the abundance here that we're working so hard on and feeling like we're not gaining, as much as we really do want. We have the Eight of Swords. So she's looking, she is free of any swords, but she looks in the mirror. Her perception is that she is surrounded. She can't go nowhere, but in reality, she's truly not. So there's a sense here of having some kind of limitation that we perceive. Again, being locked in, but we got a key here. So all we have to do is take the key off our chest and unlock it, and we're free to go. So we may be feeling bound by a job or commitments that we've made in order to make some financial headway here. And we feel bound by this. And again, it's not giving us the rewards we want. We may be spending too much time out of the home and dealing with work rather than dealing with our family and our partnership. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. And if it's doing to avoid, if we're going to work to avoid, this is also a problem. So there's something here about that partnership. Either we're, becoming a workaholic, and they're going, it's not very fruitful. So we're not, this is coming to the end of the train. We got to learn our lesson here. We're not making headway. So we need to go back where we can make progress. Now on the 6th there of Earth, we have, 7 strength. He's like a bull. And then there's the lion. Yeah, it is our strength to go forward quite actively in this way, and attack these financial matters. This is what gives us strength, makes us feel better. But I feel like there's, some lessons here. Within the partnership, give me a moment. Either we're at a job we don't like, we're at a job where we're underappreciated, or we're at a job where we're spinning our wheels, not getting anywhere. It's like, take some time to rest, focus on your partnership. Maybe, I don't know, maybe between your partnership, you can come up with new ideas. If something's not working here, we have the keys to take ourselves out of this. We refuse to do that. And the sense is we refuse to face our partner in order to do this. So I don't know what's holding that up. But we feel very strong in doing the work that we do, though we feel that we're not accomplishing what we want. Okay? That makes sense. We have a lot of pride in our work. And even if it's not going well, that's going to stay. Because the sense is here is that I'm limited in what I could do here, but it doesn't matter because I'm just going to stay. There's just like a stubbornness. What do you know? There's a stubbornness here to look at anything in a different kind of way. Okay, so on top of the Judgment card, we get belonging. And again, what's feeding that? That's our masculine and feminine card behind that, symbolizing a couple or a partnership. And again, whatever partnership you have there. Yeah, this could go either way. I feel like I had a lot of energy in the beginning here dealing with going to work, kind of being a workaholic. Why? Because we're avoiding our partnership in some kind of way. There may have an okay partnership, but there's something that we're avoiding. We don't want to spend extra amount of time with them. We want to get out of there. We want to, this kind of thing. So there's something here about feeling connected to or dealing with the partnership in some kind of way. It's kind of off. Okay. Now on the Eight of Swords again, having an energy of feeling bound. Yeah, I feel this is in the work area, like we're bound to something that we really can get out of quite easily, but we refuse to do so. We have 48 obedience. So yeah, there's a sense of obeying some kind of a law. They're going a law here. Give me a moment. We're worried about our abundance. Now, give me a minute, because the law come in here is about issues, legal, and suddenly I get divorced. Bound. Somebody, some of these Aries might be bound by a contractual agreement having to do with a divorce, okay? We may be fighting something here in the courts where we're not getting any headway. That's what I'm getting. Trying to gain more abundance from the partner or the, whatever the legal issues. And the sense is that we're seeing that. Okay, hold on here. They're going quite deep. This woman, she is unbound. Okay, she feels like there's nowhere she can not go. She looks in the mirror, she's bound. So there's a sense of delusion between the fact that I can get this or I can't get this. There's two sides of the coin here. And if we're in a legal dispute over a divorce, there's a sense here that the Aries is looking, I can get abundance from this and not seeing the struggles that may ensue and going forward kind of blindly. Or that we may be on the opposite end of that. We may be an Aries that is stuck in a partnership that we feel we can't get out of. Somehow here, that is coming to light. Now, belonging, okay. Yeah, I feel like if there's an Aries here, I'm picking up on an energy of someone who's divorced or in the process of legal issues. Now, this person feels like they don't belong anywhere. There's an inner feeling of not belonging, and they're looking for abundance through this partnership or through the legal process. Okay. Now, the obedience card comes here. This is where all the legal stuff comes down. They're going, no, we have our fair share. Now it's time to go. This is maybe not not the way that the Aries is looking at it. They're looking at, I need more abundance in this. I'm not getting my fair share. So again, perception problems here with what is mine and not mine through a legal. Now, there's something about a burden here. And I feel very much that's the Aries energy. They're wanting the abundance and everything, but they're chained and locked down to something. It's like they're accepting, in whether it's in a job or a marriage, because this could also transfer to the marriage area. It's like we are bound to obey a partner. Maybe that we don't love to get abundance. This may be something. But again, we have the chain to unlock it. All we have to do is take off and leave. Again, I feel like there's been a legal process here that's brought about a give and take where we fought for some money here, got our, we've got our abundance. That's it. That's all. That's what we are balanced out. The Aries may not see this. They may want more on their end. And this is the burdening. Now, on top of that is the Leo, the strength. Now, it is their strength to go after that and do that. Up to this point, where are we at? Wishing, yeah. At this point, we're wishing to have more than more abundance, but the sense is here that we have balanced out. That scale is balanced pretty closely there. It's not right on, but and again, we're blind to some things here. We may feel we are entitled to more, but the energy that I'm getting, the frequency is no, and we can wish for more, but if we take action, we're just not going to get it. And in fact, this whole situation, we're feeling kind of locked in it. And the sense they're giving me is we would have strength if we just, at this point, balanced out. Yeah, that phone, I always forget. So wishing about greater things. This is where the Aries is sitting. I feel very highly, I'm getting a high energy feel for somebody who is wishing they get more financial things from this partnership. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to keep these last three on to kind of show where the energy's at. Now, again, there's a sense of not belonging that it's missing. I feel like they're trying to find out where they belong, and that's missing. We're not gaining headway there. But the universe going, this is balanced. The situation is balanced. But there's something here we're wishing for more. Okay. So on the belonging card, we get an above card, which is the ace, the one of element, the ace of elements. So give me a moment here. I'm going to check into this ace of elements. I don't remember this one. I mean, that's all the elements right there. The Magician, basically, is what it is. Yeah, right? Because he has all the elements. A skillful use of resources, focused will, insight, understanding of a situation. Yeah, see, that's interesting because I feel like that's what they've done so far. I feel like the Aries has been very useful in gaining, trying to gain this balance. Now, again, picking up on somebody who's in a divorce. Very resourceful to try and get exactly what they deserve. But the feeling is now we've gotten that far. What more can we get? In the universe going, watch yourself, watch your step there. Because this is where we're at. Well, we've gained. It's like the belonging. It's like we don't know where we belong here. We don't know the limit. Is kind of what I'm getting now. The confidence or the obedience. Sorry. On top of that, we get, the 9 of Earth. And the 9 of Earth is very stagnant card. We're just watching and waiting. We should not make a move here. We're just watching. And the elves are going, don't move. Just stay there. Just stay still. So the sense here is we've been through the courts. We've been through the process. Okay. We've balanced things out to a degree that it's time to stay still. There's no more skill that we can put in here. We've used all our elements to manifest. Now, as we wish for more in the future, what's going to happen? We have the Book of Shadows. They're going, don't go there. That's the dragon's tail, like don't go there because we're going to get our fingers tapped. We are tapped out. We have balanced. If we go further in this direction, if you watch, we're going to create negative karma and we're going to have to pay that off. And that's the devil's side, right? So this is the Book of Shadows. This is the dark side. So if we continue to take action in this way, whether it's a divorce or a job that we're going after something there or whatever, we're stepping on the dark side. We've got our balance. Our karma's paid, and it may be in a financial way. If we move forward past this stagnant point, we're going on the shadow side here. So kind of a warning is what I'm getting. We've used up all our resources in this area. We're tapped out. So on the grounded earth, as we go forward, never a dull moment with the Aries here. King of Wands. Of course, we got all the elements here. This is the Magician and manifesting our way forward. Again, I feel like the Aries is really tempted to go and kind of a cash cow. We found a cash cow here and we want to tap it right out. And the universe is going, we better watch, just halt. And if we go further, we're going to come across quite a few blunders. Now, the King of Wands, he is the king. He gets what he wants, right? And there goes the Aries. That's right in your element. So they're trying to manifest exactly what it is that they want, and they're going to go forward and get it and attain it to whatever needs. We want our needs met. Sorry, we want our needs met, and this is where we're going. Okay, 9. My lips just not working today. The 9, the cow that stay still, be still, just wait and watch, see what's going on. And the sense they're giving me is this 9. Sorry. This 9 is about staying still and seeing and coming to the realization, I think I've got what I need here. I need to move forward instead of keep attacking this one area. We get the 7 of Wands. Yeah, that's about strategies and checks and balances, right? There's a sense here, and I'm getting it from the Aries. We just don't feel that we've been paid our dues. Universally, I feel like the balance has been struck. But the Aries has a point of view here. They do not agree with this. So we're going to head into the shadows, see what comes out. Ooh, 2 of Wands. Yeah, they're going to try and manifest some more here. Never underestimate an Aries. They will go far. Beyond sense, really. There's something driving this Aries. They feel they deserve more. They just feel they deserve it all. They've gotten to their fair share of balance universally. So let's see here. I'm just going to look. This is a below card. 2 of, what are we at here? Wands. Yeah. Gathering energy while refining your vision. So strategizing. I feel like the Aries is going to strategize to figure out how they can get more here. Because they just don't feel like they got enough, and they don't feel that they're tapped out here. They don't feel that they've had their fair share. The universe does not agree, but the Aries is going to go forth anyway. So this is the next week or two. Now, I've got a planetary card for the week. What do we have? Sun in Gemini. Hone your negotiation and relationship skills. So that, again, if we're talking about divorce, this absolutely has to do with that. We may be trying to negotiate things to a higher degree. Sun in Gemini is about communications that will come forth. We are highly going forward to gain what it is that we want. A lot of air here. Again, you may be dealing with a Gemini. The Sun is about full-on energy. Communication is about just that. We're going to communicate highly what it is that we want, and we're going to go straight to the source and tell them what the checks and balances are, and we're going to try and manifest that. Even if we get a no, we're going to go through that. So there's a sense here of going back to the drawing board and hitting up things again. We just do not feel that we've got our fair share here from whatever. I feel like it's something we've gotten, again, we've gotten dues here quite a few times, but we're going back to get another due. And again, I don't feel it's universally driven, but nonetheless, there he's going there. So there's going to be communications about this particular direction, this person, this job, whatever it is. It's going to come forward. We're going to make direct communications head on and see where we can, what we can get from there. Next card is the World. This is our fortune. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. I feel like the new possibilities are going to try and reroute you away from this, because when we have the Book of Shadows here, that can really trip us up badly. Yeah, I can warn them, they said. Basically, if we go, it's like going down the dark side of the tracks here. We do not know what we're going to run into. So the universe is going to try and flip you and reverse you in another direction to get you out of this. Because if we go down this road, we may lose all that we've gained up to this point. So be careful. Well, so be careful, because this is a sense of greed here is what they're giving me. Too much, and we're going to lose what we've gained if we haven't learned a lesson here. So your Power of Surrender card, Aries. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So if we are trying to do this to please another, we got to keep that in mind. Because it is, are we suffice? The sense is, they're giving me is the Aries, but what's pushing the Aries? The Aries is fighting for this, but is it truly them or someone else saying you deserve? Because sometimes lawyers can feed this. They can say, oh, no, you can get this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, they just get your check. They don't get, you don't get. So be aware of that, people pleasing in one way or another. The World, too, is the end of a cycle here. There's negotiations coming, absolutely. We just have to understand where our place is. And I think from our heart, and make sure that we're not trying to please anybody outside of us, and go from there and see what happens. Again, universe going to reroute you this week to get you away from this fight, because it's not going to end up good with what the trajectory we're headed for. Okay, Aries. Leo is next. First card, wow, energy. Okay. 3 of air. Getting a lot of complexity here. Getting knowledge and intellect about some kind of particular subject, okay? Next card. 7 of Cups of Water. I'm getting trying to be zen. We may be literally looking into like arts that are of a relaxing nature, like what do you call that? Yoga, meditative practices, things that Tai Chi, things that are really help us to relax. I'm getting a real zen feeling from this. And this is about our emotional center. We may be feeling fired up and want to really chill out and relax. And we're learning about new ways to do that in a spiritual kind of way as well. Next is the counselor. We may even be seeing one of these. And if not an official way, seeing a counselor, it talks to talking outward with others in a way that is quite therapeutic, like talking to others and getting emotional things out on the table. Maybe doing this to a degree that it's very relaxing and calming for us, or we may have a friend that is very much in this way, maybe calm, relaxed friend, grounded, super grounded person that we go to that kind of calms us and relaxes us to a degree, and we're learning some tools or lessons from that person, or just the discussion of all of this. So I feel very good grounding out vibe there. So on top of the knowledge that we're gaining, we have the Death card. It's about transition. I feel like the knowledge, excuse me, I feel like the knowledge we're gaining is kind of the death process of the past Leo. Like the Leo, we're trying to leave the old Leo behind. We're trying to become a new kitty cat as we go forward. Just give me a minute here. Yeah, there's new knowledge that we're gaining, and it seems to be quite deep for the Leo. I feel like they're they're diving deeper into their emotional selves, learning things, or again with a person like a friend or somebody outside of them that they're diving deep with, counselor, and because of this, they are becoming a different person, and kind of the sense that they're giving me is we're thriving in the energy of letting the old parts of us go, because we're learning how to better deal with life forward. And this is we're feeling quite charged in that. Now on top of the 7 there, we're talking about that calm, relaxed energy, I get the 3 of Wands. Looking forward to our future. I kind of had this energy in it, not the last reading, but a few readings back with Leo that stuck with me about looking to being feeling charged about the way we're going to go forward because of what we know now, how we can spiritually evolve now, what we spiritually think and feel, and what we've learned, this new process of this new butterfly that we've turned into. We're excited to go forward and fly with what we know. Now on the counselor, chakra cardio, the 10 of Wands, what do you know? Now the 10 of Wands can be about a burden that we carry, right? Because she's got them all on her back, but she's ready to, again, she's holding, it's almost like she's passing it to this one. Oh, it's okay. It's time to go to bed, I think she says. Not yet. It's like she's carrying that wand forward to the 10. The 10 of Wands is about being burdened. She's got all of them on her back. Although she's carrying them quite nicely, she's juggling them quite well. It's still heavy for her. And she's taking one and thinking of releasing it. Now, that one is the future that she wants to go to. Now, the sense here they're giving me is that we're trying to release. We're trying to release from our past the way things were. I think the Leo is made headway here spiritually. They understand that in order to change the way we go forward, we have to change who we are to a certain degree. But in this, like a backsliding, I get a backsliding into, it's like we're learning and we're excited, but we're not willing to let go of things people or places that we has, kind of stumbled us up. So we're still carrying our burdens, but we're changing, but we haven't realized that, we can release them to a certain degree. I hope it's translating here. It's there's an ending here of a cycle that wants to happen for the Leos. Excited about going forward, but they're really being tugged by the past spiritually. There's some lessons here that's just not so willing to let things go on that level. Now on the Death card, we have loyalty again. Yeah, we may have some loyalties here, and it could be in a relationship way. There's a knowledge about the past here that we know. This is deeper than I expected. Oh my goodness. I have a spinning wheel. My cat just spun it. Oh, now she knows she's going to start spinning it. Yeah, there's something here that we've gained knowledge about ourselves and how we need to advance forward. And in this way, we are evolving into a person that, letting go. The old person needs to die and the new person needs to come forth. We're very excited about this. But sometimes when we go forward to be that new person, there's things that are hanging on to the old person that need to let go. And there's a loyalty to those things. And that keeps us stuck, is really what I'm getting. We're still stuck with the people and the limitations. So technically we can't really go towards the future because we're still hanging on to the past. Now, the Three of Wands, again, we have, our mind is excited about going forward with what we've learned mentally. High Priestess of Water, but there's emotions that are keeping us stuck. Yeah. And that could very well symbolize a relationship, people, things that we just can't release because we're highly emotionally attached to them. So we will not make progress in the way that we want to, though we are excited about going forward. We don't see, because to the Leo, they figure they can go forward in this new energy that they carry and carry all the baggage with them. And they're going, no, we cannot do this. We have to release that baggage. And if the baggage wants to, be dealt with or whatever, like by baggage, I'm feeling it, for some, it's people, friendships or relationships that we've outgrown. We've realized we've outgrown, but we don't want to let them go because we're loyal to them. And the sense here is that we kind of need to let them go. And we may not have to kick them to the curb, but we may need to create a distance so that we can expand in our way, because the sense here is it's not congruent to go forward. And there's a lot of people advancing in this way that are going to have to deal with this, and that's going to hold them back. So the Ten of Wands is the burden about going forward. We all our Ten of Wands going forward, and we have one wand in the back that's kind of holding us. There we have denial. Yeah, not wanting to look at that at all. And another thing this is about is, they're trying to pick the grapes before they're ready, before they're ripe. Now, sense I'm getting is the Leo. We're waiting on the Leo to be ripe is what it is. We're not quite ready to leave these attachments. This is the denial. We don't want to leave. There's emotional attachments to it. So we may have to simmer a little longer in a looping energy. Like we may have to deal with a little more frustrations until we can completely break free from an energy that may be holding us back, but we just don't realize it as such. We want to keep that energy, but it's really holding us back, but we don't realize this is what it's, or we realize it and we just don't want to deal with it. Okay. So there's people, I feel like it's people that we need to lose, we just need to just stop contacting them, stop, because they're really not there for our highest good is the thing, and just not want to do that. So on top of the loyalty from above, we get the spell casting card, which is interesting because the sense I get is like a wishing that things were different. Yeah, like wanting to help or advance. People that may just not be there in a natural state may want someone to come with us to go forward and be excited for us to, all this stuff. But there's, and the Leo's kind of going, well, we can just kind of manifest it. And the sense that I'm getting is we can never do someone's sit-ups for them. We have to do our own. And, if they want to come along, they can do theirs type thing. And this is kind of the conundrum. Now on the Princess of Water, we have the Six of Air. Now that's interesting. I have a cat guarding the Book of Knowledge. She is doing her research. Yeah, because there's some emotional issues that are coming up. They're trying to get underneath all of that. Again, some people may be seeing counselors to figure things out. Why this, why that? Or someone of high, somebody they trust highly to get to the bottom of things or to get underneath stuff to a huge degree. But there's some kind of a block here. And I feel like the block is the work on the Leo themselves. They have to do more work on themselves so that they see more clearly they need to go forward without the baggage. And again, baggage can be friends that are just not advanced or not there for our highest good. That we don't want to see that. We don't want to admit that, but that's the facts, Jack, kind of thing. This is what I'm getting. So on the denial, we get the Ace of Air. Again, look to your dream time. We may be getting intuitive messages from our dream time. We may be, give me a minute. Yeah, they're going, these Leos are in need of rest, of more rest in order, because not only being busied up, kind of trying to get away from the fact that we're trying to run away from what it is that's kind of trying to catch up to us, but it's going to catch up to us. And the sense here is that we need to slow down a bit, get our rest, and truly we will see more clearly, because a lot of these people are trying to learn their spiritual lessons, get through all of that, but we're not getting the proper rest and this kind of thing, working ourselves to the bone. And yeah, and because it's like they're trying to get it in at dream time, and it's like, oh no, we're not even getting in there. We're gonna get in, but this person needs to make rest a priority and kind of center back on self. We are exploring in ways in our emotional, like speaking more of this, but we're still running ourselves ragged, not getting any rest. So that needs to be taken into account. The 8 on the spellcaster, the grounded energy, we have the 4 Pentacles. Now here, right, there's little elves helping her, trying to organize. And look at her, she's kind of had it. She's kind of, I don't know what goes where. I just put it wherever you want. This is what I'm getting, the apathy to a certain degree the Leo is feeling, because they're kind of worn out spiritually, mentally, physically, lots worn out physically. And they're like, I need to organize this, but I don't want to touch it. Like, I don't know what goes where. And the elves are going, that's okay, we'll deal with it. But da-da-da. And again, defaulting back to getting your rest so we can see clear-headed everything. That's really what it is here. A lot of these Leos are flying on fumes. And they're beyond burnt out already. So we need to recharge that, and suddenly things will become clear, is the sense I get. But just maybe not in this week, but and on the 6th now, we're talking about the Book of Knowledge that we just kind of aren't getting access to. The more I get into the reading, the more I realize it's because they're so busy. They're so active and energetic. They're running out of, we're running on fumes. We ain't got no gas in our tank. So we need to refuel. How? Get some rest, and, and your dreams will be infused. And not only that, your mind will be clear enough that they can get through and give you the answers that you're seeking. You don't need to go outward and get, this kind of thing. So on top of that 6, we have the 3, the Empress. That's about caretaking, right? And this is where we may be finding blocks. We can't find answers here. And they're going, all we need is a good rest and maybe a vacation, da-da-da. And these days is not so easy to go vacation, but nonetheless, caretaking is the center of the universe here. This is what the Leos are doing, and they need to prioritize things. Like, this is like them trying to prioritize. They can't really make headway because fumes are going on. Like, that's it. We don't have enough energy to make decisions, kind of thing. So Okay, caretaking. Well, that comes right back to you. And then again, here mostly is like, yeah, the universe will connect to you spiritually in your dreams, but they're like, they don't get enough rest to, because they're right out of it. And then they wake up and they're gone. There's just no in between. So we can't even really get in there to a degree that they'll retain this information. So on top of the ace of air, we have the tower. Yeah. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't stop and listen. They'll stop you and get you to listen. So it could be getting, when you have the Empress there, be careful of accidents, not being mindful. Also, senses, we could be sick. We could get sick to a degree, or something happens that makes us stop, is really what it is. If you can't stop yourselves naturally, then the universe is going to come in and stop you, put you out of commission. I don't see that as being a harsh thing. It's just be like a cold, or maybe having an accident where we have to set ourselves aside for a while, and they're going, okay, now are we going to stop? Because did we realize that we were running ourselves ragged? Our brain is on vibrate, not on, it's kind of on stun, and we're just moving around like this is what's going on. So Leo is really burning the candle at both ends and not seeing that they need rest from here, and the universe is going to shut them down here. If they don't shut themselves down this week, it's going to happen. So don't let them do that. Take a time out and do it, so that you can thwart that energy. Usually my readings go a week in. So if you take a break right now, 2-3 days, and just catch up on sleep and whatever, you can get rid of that tower. But if you don't, it'll hit. So the planetary aspect that comes in here to help out Leos is the eclipse in Scorpio, regeneration. What do you know? 3 and 2 is 5. Stand firm in the eye of the storm. So I feel like the storm is them running around. Everybody else is standing still. I feel like they're moving around. Now, eclipse in Scorpio, eclipse is stop and start energy. Scorpio is about the depths. Again, in the beginning of the reading there, feeling like they want to go quite, they want to understand more, gain more knowledge in the emotional arena. Whether it has to do with someone or something, it doesn't matter. They're trying to get deeper with things. The eclipse is stop and start energy. And again, if we're as active as we are, we're just not, we don't have enough fumes to get us through. So we need to recharge the batteries to a degree. There may be something in your life kind of creating this, is the sense that I'm getting from this. There's kind of a storm here brewing, but if, we just have to keep our head above, and also to a degree where we're not, how do you say, depleting ourselves, right down to the bone. Okay, so that's that. Okay. The next card is a fortune card. We got the flowers, which is cute. Be generous, success, and emotional fulfillment are yours. So again, be generous, but don't to a fault. And this is what I feel like these Leos, the energy I'm picking up this week is that we are very much generous for other people, but we have no barometer, like our, how do you say, when the gas tank's full, you have that little level that goes right to full. Well, they ain't got no level. It's like, we're completely tapped out and it's on full, and it's like, no, we ain't got no gas left. It's nothing in the tank. So we need to take a rest, and that's what I'm getting. So the flowers are there to say there's hope if we just turn it around and take that break and take that rest, and we will see things better, clearly, The surrender card, surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force a river. Yeah, that's the energy that I'm feeling, is that they are just pushing, doing, and whatever. And it may be a compulsion to avoid something else, but until we relax, we're just not going to understand any of it. So this week, these Leos, they're just running ragged. They need to take a break. So that's that. Holy Leo. Okay. Hopefully they get there, to the break, to the beach, whatever. Leos. Okay, Sag. Here we go. Last but not least for the week. First card, 7 of air. truth and details. Things have been logged in here. We are looking closely at something. They wrote the book here. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, the SAG is taking note of some things here in their life, how it's going and what's going on. We're highly attuned to details, okay? That's what they're giving me. Next card, 3, which really coincides with the, what's the name of that card? Magician and the first, the Joker kind of card. Or we're going on a new journey, right? We're going in a new direction here. Give me a moment. These are very separate energies. It's like we're gaining facts and figures from, taking notice. This may be job and home, I don't know, or job and relationship or work and whatever. Yeah, I think this is a work and home thing. I think at work we are jotting things down, almost like paying attention, looking for someone to slip up, or just taking high attention to something, waiting for things to slip up. Okay, and then on the home front, we're journeying off into a new direction, very highly. Okay, so in one direction, we're looking at things and we're writing things down and taking note of truths that are going on, principles, things that like someone's paying attention to every detail, writing it down in a book and carrying it with them. Like this means a lot to them. They're noticing something here. And then in their life overall, there's a new direction that they're headed in. Okay, next, death and rebirth. Yeah, there's an ending here that happened, right? Because this guy is usually after this. There's an ending that has happened for these Sag. They're going off in a new direction, and there's a great wealth of the golden egg here of the direction that they're headed in. I don't know if this is pertaining to the past that they left or the future that they're going to. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of feeling like it's leaning more to the future here. Because there's a baby in here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a baby in this egg here, right? Being born. So that's about new energy, new birthing of things. And the snake is protecting it. So there's a sense of our future being protected to some degree. And again, paying high attention to certain things. There's a very rich feeling here of like the snake is wrapping around the egg. It's like the golden egg. Like this is a really good thing. Like going forward, like we're just really like a prized possession is what I'm feeling. And we're going towards that. The chakra cards on the 7 of air, which again is about meticulously finding out details, writing them down, like very much paying attention to details in a certain direction. We have the Fool, and that's the card I was looking for. That's what I was trying to say. That is the Fool, same card. Now, the Fool here in this deck, this guy, he's journeying forward, right? Because he's new energy can be somewhat, watch out, be careful, because we're going into new territory. It's all been new discoveries. Here, there's a sense, because her dress is heavily rooted in the earth. So it's almost like we're going in a new direction, but we have a lot of roots here. So this could be... Yeah, that's just give me a minute. Yeah, this energy is all going in the same direction. Now, when I laid this down, this new direction, but here it kind of split. So I don't know where that sits, but nonetheless, the Fool here is about being rooted in something. We're very deeply rooted in something. So it's hard to move forward. This guy moves forward quite fine. He's just not looking at what he's going to. This one may be looking at where they're at and trying to move forward. It's like we've got our grips in something here that we need to change and move forward, and it's hard to move forward, okay, if you get my drift. So on the Fool there, that's he's good, he's got his feet free, he's going to go. We have the Five of Coins, and this is about leaving. Now normally the Five of coins is about leaving someone out in the cold, and this is about leaving someone behind. So this is what it is. We're going in a new direction here, and there's something about learning about this new direction, or information or details about this new direction. We're having a hard time leaving behind something we're very rooted in going forward, but nonetheless, this is a decision that we've made, because the 5 is the decision to go and move. It's the halfway point to move forward. He's the beginning. So now what do we get on this Death and Rebirth? The Queen of Swords. So that's interesting, because the Queen of Swords, that is about, is that blue or that's indigo? That's having to do with the mind. So the Queen of Swords, right, she's been through a lot of damage in her life, so she stands up for things, and she doesn't let anybody get away with anything that you know, that is not deserved. Like, you come forth to me in truth. She's got her sword there, and if you don't, you know, off with your head, kind of thing. And I've got guard dogs here to protect me. It just, there's a sense here of a lot of boundaries with this one. So you may be dealing with someone like this, or you may be in this mode. You may be leaving a scenario that's hard to get away from, but nonetheless put a boundary down. Now, if this is on the Death and Rebirth card, I feel like this is what you're going to. Because the energy here is like, and then it's tipping, okay, we're going to leave something that kept us quite firm and go to something where we have to watch our step quite highly, is the stance, okay? Give me a minute. Okay, I'm going to get into the wisdom cards. The first wisdom card is risk. It's a lot of these new beginnings, new going forward in a new energy. That is a Fool card again in another deck. Jumping off a cliff. It's usually the, you know, and the dog sitting there. Taking a risk and moving forward. This is what this is. I feel like this is like them wanting to stay where they are. The Sag just wants to stay where they are, but they know that they need to move forward here. They have to leave something behind, or they've chosen to leave something behind, and it's not so easy to leave. But the thing is the thing that they're going to is really, really good. But there's some roots here that are kind of holding them in base. Okay, so there's the risk. There's the essence of wanting to leap forward into a new energy. And the next one is, the reminder. So the reminder is, don't forget the lessons you've learned from the past, relationship, job, whatever, life thing. We may be taking a risk going forward into a new scenario here, but we have to remember the lessons that we learned in our past. We have to bring them forward. The next card is the Warrior. I feel like the Warrior is a good-hearted spirit. They are for the betterment of themselves and others. So they are true of heart and truthful and whatnot. Now, is this the Sag or the partner that they're going to, or situation they're going to? They're going, it's both. The direction they're going to is good and grand, right? And also there's good and grand coming from the Sag as well. So again, there's something about lessons that we needed to learn in this past scenario that we had. We have to take those lessons forward. If we do not, this will collapse things. Now, on top of that risk, we have some above cards. And yeah, we have 7, transformation. Again, there's a transformation that may need to happen from these Sagittarians. They need to go forward. They need to transform as they go forward. What they need to adhere to the lessons they learned in the last partnership, relationship, whatever. I feel like this can be easily overlooked by the Sagittarian. I feel like they're going, oh yeah, no, I'll go forward, but they can easily drop those lessons, like, and not even realize. Now, on top of the reminder card, we have, wow, the Seven of Air, yin and yang. Yeah, it's about balancing. So we may have learned a lesson about balance within a relationship. Could be time balance, could be monetary balancing. You give, I give. It's not balanced. There's something there that we had a lesson in having to do with the great balance within a relationship. From the past relationship, we did not give, or that person did not give enough, and it was not congruent to what we gave, and that has to be taken into account as we go forward. If we omit that, we will get the same scenario. Now, on top of the Warrior is the Eight of Fire. Wow, where was he? Just give me a minute. I think that's what, Neptune? Yeah, Neptune, daydreams and fantasies. So we may be fantasizing about the goodness. Where do we go back? Because that was, give me a minute here. Yeah, that was the Queen of Swords, right? So I feel like we could have some Sag going towards a Queen of Swords, or whatever, King of Swords, some Sag females going to King of Swords. There's some boundaries I feel like this person is set up, okay? And I feel like the Sag is dreaming about overcoming the boundaries, but I don't know that they know what in the physical earth it takes. I think they're dreaming about things being good, great, and wonderful, but they may not know all on the grounded earth that it takes to do and stand up for those, whether it's boundaries, right? That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so as we go here, transformation, what do we get on the grounded earth? Knave of Wands. Now look at her face. She's kind of in fear. She's got all these guys on her, and she's like, oh, I think I've had enough. I think I've done. Now, so that's fear and anxiety is what I'm getting. Now we want to take a risk, but yeah, there's something holding us back. And the thing is what I'm getting here is that we want to go forward without bringing that lesson, because learning that lesson is just too stressful, too limiting. We don't want to go forward with that. Now, this is this struggle. It's like, I don't plan on going forward, but I'm going to try and like fake it, or, kind of thing, is the sense there's a great fear here going forward. And it may just be to confront this character. It may just be to confront that character, or to stand up for the boundaries that has been laid. We're dreaming of it, but yeah, something missing there. Okay, and then on the yin yang, which is about the balance of give and take here in a relationship, we have the King of Swords. That's about logics, just the facts, figures. King of Swords. He doesn't deal with a lot of emotional issues. Give me a minute, I'm going to look. So, yeah, King. That's the King. Plan so the group achieves greatness and individuals can shine. Yeah. See, this is the thing. The Sag can be planning for greatness. I feel like they're giving me a sense the energy drops out when they get in the physical universe. Like, okay, say if it is a relationship thing and we're dreaming about moving in with someone, when we get to move in with them, we're going to forget all the things that we learned from the last relationship. We're just going to default. Even though they can plan mentally and skillfully and say, yeah, we do the it's just going to fall apart, because the balance, I feel, is going to be a challenge. Now, it may not, that's what I'm getting. But the King of Swords is about planning to make sure that everyone succeeds. So there's a sense of kind of trying to gather the troops and say, okay, look, I'm feeling a little anxious here, but maybe we could go forward. I don't know. And over time, I'm getting a default. We're going to fall into old habits. Now, on top of this Neptune, which is really about the dreamy energy, and this is, again, can be where we put ourselves in a fantasy of dreaming about the perfect relationship, but when we get in the physical reality, it not being so perfect. We have the Magician. That is about having all the tools, which is a good sign. Because if we have all the tools, we can make it happen. It's just a matter of reminding. So, yeah, there's a great fear of getting into this, but the bottom line is we have all the tools we need to succeed here. So the fear is going to kind of play into our ability to kind of, how you say, the fear plays in to our, like, where we try and plan everything out. But it can be overcome quite quickly. Just not succumb into the fear, really. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, this Magician really put the power back in your hands, where it was kind of slipping into the dream time. It's like, oh, we can get carried away with our thoughts and not have it into reality. But there's a sense of wanting to bring the partnership in. Because for whoever, the lessons are going to be different for whoever. But there's a sense that the balance, there was an imbalance in a relationship that we came from, and someone laying down the law to us. So we had, hey, sorry, I didn't notice that eye there. Lashima, sorry, I didn't notice. Hello. The energy from the past here, the Sag was dealing with an energy of imbalance. Okay, this is the lesson they had to learn. Now they go forward. Somebody is putting a lot of boundaries on them, on the Sag, and saying this, and this. So it's not like the Sag is putting it on that person. That person's putting it on them. And because this seems to be kind of the co-mingling here. It's like, okay, I have it this way. Do you understand? It's like, yeah, I get it. So we may have had this now. So we have the tools. It's just the fear we have to get through. Okay. So the planetary card for this week. Eclipse in Gemini, negotiations. 7 and 2 is 9. Rise to challenges as a new path opens. So again, rising, this brings the power. This brings the eclipse in Gemini is stop and start energy. So there's a sense here that we want to negotiate, then we don't, and we do, then we don't. But slowly we'll get there. A sense of needing to rise into things is what they're saying here. New paths opening up. It's all about the new path here for the Sag. There's a new direction we need to go. Not need, we want to go. We're going in a new direction. There's some roots here we got to uproot. Maybe about thinking about our lessons and what we've learned in the past. Going forward, it seems to be all groovy. Okay. Next, the fortune card. What do you know? Proposal, man. Romantic or business opportunity is indicated. Again, this could be business. Man, who is the other one? I'm trying to remember. There was another proposal this week. So maybe you're proposing or you're in cahoots with one of the other ones that had this week. I can't remember. It was it Gemini? Or I don't know, or Libra. Anyway, an air sign. So again, this may be a partnership, meaning job, or a relationship scenario where we have to do some negotiating to get things right. But again, this Magician sitting here, that's having all the energy you can have to manifest things that you want. So it's not like it's out of reach. It's a stretch, but it's not out of reach. We can reach it. It's just on the top shelf, and we just have to kind of stretch to get there. And that's what I get here. And we may have some people working themselves into a marriage scenario. It's interesting because the energy I get is like really new, but it could lead to this down the road. Now your surrender card is fear. What do you know? What do you know? Because look at, there it was right there. Surrender the fear. Oh, oops, that's not it. Surrender the fear. That was the fear. Knave of Wands, right? Surrender the fear. It says, let go of your fearful stories that you tell yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions. Celebrate every baby step forward. So we'll put that over here because we need to surrender that. We need to look past. I think the Sag, I don't know, I'm feeling an overall thing is to go through our fears. Maybe not done this in the past. Let the fears control us. So we need to stand up for that. So that is the fire for this week. Pretty good stuff here. I'll have to look back and see which people are getting married, because there wasn't, and it was in the air. I know that air and fire, and they do serve each other, right? Because air needs fire to flame, to burn, and yeah, and the fire makes use of the it's all elemental. But anyway, I sometimes sit and have conversations with people about how each element feeds each other, so that you understand more greatly and appreciate more greatly the base element fact. Like, because I am air and water, because I'm on a cusp of air and water, so I joke like I'm bubbles, but there's certain elements that work with you and certain elements that put you out. Like, I can put out fire, but I can also tame it, and then you go with earth is mud. What does that do? Well, it creates things. It's a very creative energy, because you say, oh, well, mud, what is that? But if you look beyond that, the water and the earth, you sow the seeds, and that's how you create the new pathways forward. So it's a very creative energy if you mix those two, and and you go down the road and you really look at that and dissect it, and it's very interesting, and I don't think people give enough credit to that. Anyway, I'm all ranting here. So yeah, this will be the rant for the week. So again, check out the energy report in Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. And I will be out next week for the energy report, hopefully on schedule, not like this past week here. So take care, have fun, be kind, and have a good week in the Americas. It will be interesting. Take care, have fun, be kind.